When you hear the word smart contract, you might think of some kind of digital legal document that you can use in court or something out of a futuristic film. But smart contracts aren't that complicated once you break them down. They're basically computer programs that live on a blockchain and automatically execute when certain conditions are met. In this video, we're going into more detail on what smart contracts are and what they're used for. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps this small channel grow. So what are smart contracts? Think of it like this. In the traditional world, if you and I make a deal, say I'll pay you $100 if you mow my lawn, we either rely on trusting each other, or we bring in a third party like a lawyer or an escrow service to make sure both sides do what they promised. With a smart contract, that middleman disappears. The contract is just code on the blockchain. It says if you mow the lawn, release $100, and once the condition is met, it just happens. No waiting for a bank, no chasing someone down, no middleman taking a cut. The power comes from where these contracts live, on the blockchain. This means they're decentralized, tamper-proof and transparent. Once the contract is uploaded, nobody can secretly edit it, not even the person who wrote it. And since blockchains are public ledgers, anyone can verify what the rules of the contract are. That's why people call them trustless systems, because you don't need to trust the other person, you just trust the code. So how does this actually work under the surface? Smart contracts are basically pieces of code written in a language designed for the blockchain they're deployed on. For example, Ethereum uses a language called Solidity. When you write a smart contract, you're setting up rules and conditions. It could be something simple like send Alice 1 ETH if Bob deposits 2 ETH. Or it could be extremely complex, like managing thousands of loans at once, running decentralized insurance, or controlling voting in a decentralized autonomous organization, also known as a DAO. Once that code is written and deployed to the blockchain, it's locked in. Every node on the blockchain network has a copy of it, and every time it's triggered, the network validates the conditions and executes the outcome. That's why you can't cheat it. If the conditions aren't met, the contract won't run. But here's the most interesting part. Smart contracts don't just stop at finance. They can handle almost anything where the rules can be turned into code. Real estate deals, supply chain tracking, even voting systems. They all can, in theory, be run on smart contracts. Imagine buying a house without lawyers, banks, or estate agents slowing things down. If you've ever bought a house, that probably sounds like a dream come true. A smart contract could transfer the ownership deed instantly once the money is received, all logged transparently on the blockchain. There are already early versions of this happening. In countries like Sweden and Georgia, governments have tested blockchain-based land registries that use smart contracts to handle ownership transfers securely. In the art world, smart contracts have been used to automatically send royalties to artists each time their NFT is resold, something traditional copyright systems can't do efficiently. Even supply chains are experimenting with tracking food and medicine through smart contracts to prove authenticity and prevent counterfeiting. These real examples show that smart contracts are quietly seeping into the background of everyday systems, even if most people don't realize it yet. Of course, it's not all perfect and 100% foolproof. Smart contracts are only as good as the code they're written in. And here's the problem, code has bugs. There have been multiple cases where poorly written smart contracts have been hacked, leading to millions of dollars vanishing overnight. One of the most infamous examples is the DAO hack in 2016, where an attacker exploited a vulnerability in a smart contract and siphoned off around $50 million worth of Ethereum at the time. That single event was so huge it led to Ethereum splitting into two blockchains, Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, which both still exist today. And it's not just hacks. Another challenge is that blockchains don't naturally talk to the outside world. They don't know things like the weather, stock prices, or sports results. To fix this, projects use what are called oracles, basically bridges that feed external data into the blockchain. But that adds another layer of trust and potential failure. If your oracle gives bad data, your smart contract can behave incorrectly. To give you an idea of why that's risky, imagine a smart contract that automatically pays out crop insurance to farmers based on rainfall data. If the oracle feeding that rainfall information malfunctions or gets tampered with, farmers could lose legitimate payouts or get false ones. That's why oracle security is one of the biggest ongoing challenges in blockchain technology today. Projects like Chainlink are trying to fix this by decentralizing the Oracle process itself, making it harder to manipulate any single source of data. Despite these risks, the adoption of smart contracts is growing fast. Entire industries are experimenting with them, especially finance. Decentralized finance, or DeFi, is built almost entirely on smart contracts. Things like lending, borrowing, trading, and staking all happen automatically through code rather than through banks or brokers. As of today, over $100 billion worth of assets are locked into DeFi smart contracts across various blockchains. That's an insane amount of money running purely on code. If you look at the growth of active smart contracts on Ethereum, you can see it skyrocketed from just a few hundred in 2015 to well over 70 million deployed contracts as of the making of this video. That's not just hype, it's a real signal of how quickly developers and users are embracing this technology. So what are some other famous examples of smart contracts in use? You've probably heard of Uniswap, the decentralized exchange, that runs entirely on smart contracts, letting people swap tokens without a centralized exchange in the middle. Or there's Chainlink, which is an Oracle network providing data to smart contracts. And of course, NFT marketplaces like OpenSea, all of those transactions are powered by smart contracts deciding who owns what. Even big corporations are quietly integrating smart contract systems behind the scenes. Companies like IBM and Walmart have run blockchain pilots for food traceability. Insurance giants like AXA have tested automated flight delay insurance using Ethereum smart contracts. So if your flight's delayed, the payout triggers automatically. No need to file a claim. It's the same principle. Remove friction and add transparency. So where does this leave us? Smart contracts are one of those inventions that could reshape entire industries. They remove middlemen, cut costs, and add transparency. But they also introduce new risks, like coding errors, Oracle manipulation, and the fact that once deployed, smart contracts are almost impossible to change. Them being permanent is both their strength and their weakness. In some ways, smart contracts highlight a philosophical question about trust. When you move power from people to code, you're assuming the code is perfect, but humans still write it. The more automated our systems become, the more critical it is to design them responsibly, because once something goes live on a blockchain, it's not like updating a website, it's permanent. That permanence is what makes blockchains powerful, but also unforgiving. Smart contracts are really about a shift in trust. For centuries, society has relied on trusted third parties like banks, governments, or lawyers to enforce deals and keep things moving. Smart contracts flip that model. It's a bold idea, and we're still in the early stages of seeing what that really looks like in practice for the daily life of the average person. In the end, a blockchain smart contract is nothing more than a computer program that automatically enforces agreements. But the potential power shift is huge. They could change how we interact with money, property, and even each other online. Whether that's a great idea or a risky gamble depends on how well the code is written and how careful we are about what we automate. Do you see smart contracts as the future of how we conduct transactions and business, or is there still too much risk around them for mainstream adoption? Let me know down in the comments, and please do subscribe if you've enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.